working out. We were just, lifting weights and hitting the gym and just getting in shape so that we can, and doing some yoga too, a little yoga, so that we can kind of cramp ourselves into the seat there and put our knees up to our jaws, which is usually the way you have to drive this thing. So we're ready to go.
Well, it depends. It's about 60 miles an hour. It come up through your feet there a little bit. But that's all. That's the extent of it. That's the end of the air conditioning.
Been here, done this before, love this place. Time for the real stuff to hit the fan.
He's in a pod right here. Yep. We're gonna be besties by the end of this.
Everything's good. Car's running good. People doing pretty good. Navigator might have an issue, but no, we're doing good. We're doing good.
We've been waiting more than a year to drop the green flag on the 2025 Hemmings Great Race presented by Coker Tire. We're going to be kicking off this year's race at the iconic Back to the 50s Weekend Car Show at the Minnesota State Fairgrounds.
We were here in St. Paul at Back to the 50s 12 years ago for the Hemmings Great Race presented by Coker Tire. And we've been trying to come back every year for 12 years, and we finally got it done because this is always, when we start here, the biggest crowds we see. Yesterday there were 9,000 cars here, and today they're projected to be over 11,000 cars and 60,000 people to see the Great Race start and go all the way 2,300 miles in 9 days to South Carolina.
As expected, the crowd was huge during the green flag ceremony despite the extreme heat. As the racers made their way out of the St. Paul area, the temperatures continued to climb and gusty winds added to the difficult conditions for the first day of rallying. At the end of the day, we had an indoor evening stop at the Mayo Civic Center, which offered some relief from the heat wave outside. Stage 1 winners, our first-time daily winners, Charles Harris and Phil Reinhart, driving a 1931 Rio Royale to an astonishing score of 2.42 seconds. What a way to kick off this event.
Oh, it was a great course, a lot of farmland, a lot of wind, which helped us stay cool. Philip did an amazing job navigating, and the car stayed together, which was my biggest concern. It's a big car. It's a 31 Rio Royale. It weighs like 4,200 pounds. A lot of fun to drive. We feel very blessed to be here, number one, and we're doing this for Mom and Dad, and it means a lot.
We felt good about it at the end of the day, but we were surprised to see it was that good.
Hemmings Great Race, presented by Coker Tire, is brought to you by Hemmings, driven by drivers. Coker Tire, the most trusted source for specialty tires and wheels. Haggerty, let's drive together. McAllister, auto transport and logistics.
Day 2 of the 2025 Hemmings Great Race presented by Coker Tire saw similar terrain as Day 1, and the racers saw similar conditions. Extreme heat and wind played into the challenge of today's course, which ran from Rochester, Minnesota to John Deere Commons in downtown Moline, Illinois. In between those two cities, we stopped for lunch in downtown Waterloo, Iowa, where a great turnout of locals welcomed us to town.
It was a little more technical than yesterday, but we didn't miss anything, so it wasn't too bad.
Not yet. Yeah. We have half a day left.
Oh yeah, we've known each other for 35 years. And I got him to do this 4 years ago because it was on my bucket list. And he never heard of the Great Race. And finally, after he did the first year, he's like, well, maybe we'll do it another year. And then maybe we'll do it another year. So this is our 4th year. All I do is drive. He tells me where to go and where to turn and how fast I'm supposed to be going. So.
The people, it's the coming into towns like this. It's seeing family come from miles away to come see you and enjoy it. It's just the friends that you build through being everywhere and seeing everybody. It's all that. I mean, there's so much more to it than just a race. You know.
Faces. Double bubble. Yeah.
That is a cool car. You don't see a lot of Ultramatic. That was nice.
A win for us is begging for an ace like everybody else, but we had a 42-second day, which I thought was fabulous for us. You know, feel real good with it. We'd like to at least have that every day, if possible, because we really love it. So. Love this car. I actually bought it in Kansas City and was going to trailer it home to Louisville, and checked all the fluids, everything looked good, so I drove it home to Louisville and never had trouble with it yet. Did a great job. We used it last year's first year spinning the Great Race, and had a little minor problems, but she's come through strong. She's come through real strong.
We put the first Star Series Coker tires on our car because they sponsor us last year, 2 days before the race. And they've made a huge difference in the drivability of the car, the handling. And this is our second race with them on. We put about 10,000 miles on them, and they're still doing great.
The Coker Classics give you the best ride I've had on especially any of the old classic cars. And I have quite a few. And we enjoy them and really have a good time with them. And these tires have the best ride, especially even when you get to highway speeds. It's good.
Yesterday we were in the rain, and the day before we were in the rain, but they really hold the road really good.
No, we drive it to and from. That's what it was built for, and that's what we do with it.
We saw plenty of farmland today, and the course featured some challenging turns and instructions that resulted in some tough scores at the end of the day.
The steering wheel of this car is Sam Mondavi from Sam's Garage. He's from Atlanta, Georgia. He is driving. Somehow or another, he talked Doug Harris from Tulsa, Oklahoma into navigating for him. They came out last year, wanted to do a section for their TV show about the Great Race. They fell in love with it enough that they're going to do more and more of it for this year's.
Ultimately, it was Jeff and Kylie Hermanson taking the daily victory in their 1939 Ford pickup truck.
Had a lot of trouble with it
before we got here,
but now it's doing great. So.
Tomorrow is a full day of rallying in Illinois. The heat is relentless, and so are the racing teams in the 2025 Hemmings Great Race presented by Coker Tire. We started the day in Moline, Illinois, and had a relatively short speedometer calibration run and transit to the official starting line. Racers saw Illinois farmland all day long, with enormous cornfields and a few soybean fields thrown in the mix. The rolling hills, hard corners, and melted tar and chip roads offered up tough conditions to go along with the continuous heat. We made a lunch stop in historic Pontiac, Illinois, and had just enough time to make a lap around the Pontiac Oakland Auto Museum right there in town.
At first we got here and I didn't expect much, but then we saw the Corvette and we saw it on the billboard and we were like, wait, we're the giveaway car? We're the Hemmings race team? Mind blown. It was so much fun.
How I ended up here is a little bit funny.
I was at King of the Hammers with a bunch of the Jesse Combs Foundation girls, and we were watching the list episode of when she did the Great Race. And through all that, we started talking about how Riley was doing it. And I'd met Riley very briefly at SEMA. I didn't know her all that well, but I told Dana, the director of the foundation, I said, listen, I want to be a part of this no matter what I can do. And going into this race alongside Riley, who is also very connected with the foundation, it's been amazing having the support system of amazing women. And also, too, we've been feeling Jesse's presence a lot while we've been here. We've been having a lot of gut feelings, signs of animals and things that she loved, helping us along the way. So her impact, I feel, is felt by women all over the skilled trades, all over the world. She helped pave the way for us. She helped to break these stereotypes, and being here, following in her footsteps and feeling her presence is absolutely incredible. Yeah, the Corvette's been amazing. We've definitely, as with any race car that you're driving, you run into little things that could be better. So since it's gotten here, we've had the rear rotors done, the rear shocks done. We put new brake pads, race pads in the front to better accommodate what we're doing. It's pretty cool being a vintage race car mechanic and in this race, because as we're driving, I'll be able to pick up little bits and pieces that can make the car more consistent and better. So we can definitely say that because of our driving, as much as we're driving it like it's stolen, the car's gonna come out a little bit better than it started.
I'm not much of a driver for like just driving in general long distances, but this is definitely one of the most fun races I think I will ever do. I already know I'm coming back for years and years and years. As a driver, you are specifically looking at the speedometer to the road. It's one eye on one, and you need to be as precise as possible. So you are, attention-wise, never looking around. You are always on your speedometer. And being with somebody who I really appreciate and really like, and how close we are, it's a lot of fun. So this will be my first great race as a driver, and then my navigator, Jo, she's been navigating for 6 years, but this is also her first great race. Huge accomplishment. I don't know how we did it, but we did it, and hopefully we get a lot more.
With that truck there, I hit the stopwatch and I completely blanked. I can make it up. I can find the third car. That's what I'm saying. I can catch them. If you're okay with me catching that third car, I'll get right behind them. And if you want to do that second roundabout, we're going to go straight. And as soon as I hit the checkpoint, straight that way? Yes. Straight ahead. So we're going to not take this first one, but the one after that. I'm going to try and catch up to the third car. Okay. And until I see a checkpoint, and then I'm slamming on my brakes. Sounds good. You keep up with the directions, okay? Sounds good. I'm not focusing on speed right now. I'm just focusing on direction. Focus on direction. You yell them out to me, and I'm gonna go around. All right, we're looking for C09 Boulevard at the stop sign. They're letting us pass. Let's go. Let's make this up. It's been something else. It's
We
been
made up a 4-minute mistake.
Yeah. But we think we did within 10 seconds on it, so fingers crossed for it. It's been a lot of like doubting and questioning, but we're feeling better about it now. A lot of like reassuring each other. Riley knows what she's doing, and she's not doing anything the car can't handle. I promise we're not breaking it. If anything, we're fixing it along the way.
During these rallies, you are not being awarded for being the fastest. You are being awarded for getting to the checkpoint as close as possible to the time that you are supposed to be there. So by keeping track of your speeds, even going in and out of a turn or how long you stop at a stop sign, you can affect by maybe tenths of seconds that add up. And there's people here that are getting up to maybe 2-3 seconds a day. So it is intense, it is hardcore, and it is important to be precise.
Get an ace today, but you got a 1 on like 4.
Another taste of our 2026 came with our hosted evening stop in Springfield, Illinois, the home of the grand start of the 2026 event. We had a great turnout at the stop and congratulated Beth Gentry and Jody Knowles for taking home the daily win with a score of 7.29 seconds.
Scores are getting so competitive, it's just hard to stay there. And
I mean, a long time ago when I started doing this, a guy told me, he said the top is a hard place to stay, and that's no lie. It's always, somebody's always gunning for you, and it's a rough go, but we give it everything we got every year.
The cumulative scores are starting to settle in after 3 days of action, but anything can happen. We started the day off in downtown Springfield, Illinois, and spent a little time on the highway before peeling off of our morning route. Today's course was a little more direct than the past few days, and we had plenty of ground to cover to reach our lunch destination in Effingham, Illinois.
Osborne out of Alma, Arkansas. Recipe for a muscle car, folks.
After a quick lunch, it was back to the countryside on back highways that snaked through small towns and communities on the east side of the state.
It's kind of a family affair for us. This is a vacation, and it's a great way to see the country, the back roads of America, and what's better than in a classic Corvette convertible. It's a 62 Corvette, the first year of the 327, and it's kind of unique that it has an automatic, which they didn't make a lot of automatics that year. So when we were looking for a car for this event, when we knew we wanted to do it together, Jamie said, well, it has to be an automatic. Even though she can drive a stick.
And it has to have a trunk.
And we knew it had to have a trunk,
Yeah.
That's right. So, yeah, so it's a 327. It's the original engine, original transmission, and it served us well. We also wanted the convertible here.
Yeah, it's fun.
Corvette Central is our sponsor, and there's a lot of great Corvette Central parts on there. They make it super easy at Corvette Central, and the thing that is really impressive are the diagrams. So, wanting to learn about how to put things together, you can look at the diagrams online and blow them up, and then it kind of shows you how that part fits. And so they make it real easy for a novice to tinker on the car and do what needs to be done.
We're just having a good time out here. We're trying to keep it light. You know, there's always going to be difficulties coming into it. The speedo didn't work one day. And so we just decided we're just going to go out and have fun. And we did that yesterday. We had a great day. So we're pretty good in the car together. Brad talks real nice to me, which is what I need.
It's better to be lucky than good, and we were lucky yesterday. So we just hit a couple just right. Thanks be to God, we got 2 out of 5 checkpoints. There's a saying here that ones are skill and aces are luck. You know, so we just got lucky. We hit it just right.
I saw 48 just about all day yesterday. Hold 48, hold 48. Brad will say, he'll be looking down, he'll look up and he'll say, it's really pretty here, Jamie, you'll like it here. You would like it, but, so I'll take a glance every once in a while, but no, I see the speedometer mostly. He never tells me too much, like when we've lost time or I need to let off. He will make the corrections, and then when we get on a straight stretch, he'll tell me what to do, whether we need to increase for so many seconds or whatever. He keeps that piece of it to himself pretty much, because it would stress me out knowing that I did something wrong.
Navigator has to navigate, and the driver has to listen to that and just trust what the navigator's saying. So.
But with that being said, there's a lot of laughing and.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and you have to laugh at it because you make mistakes and you have to laugh it off and move to the next one.
Yeah. Brad is very patient. I mean, we've been married for 33 years, so he knows me pretty well. He can see it in my eye when it's time to talk real nice. So yeah, he's super patient. He gives me directions real early, which I need, and then he'll reinforce them. He'll remind me when we're getting closer. And so that helps me a lot because he'll say something and I'll have forgotten it by the time we get to the sign. So he'll just continue with the direction, and that helps.
She can focus for long periods of time, you know. She can hold speed and we stay in our lanes. She listens and does what I tell her to do, and we make a good team.
12, good, that's perfect. 13, 14,
should be there right now. Yeah, nailed it. At this sign, we're gonna go to 10. We were fortunate our first year to have a pretty good mentor, Doug and Howard Sharp. So that set the bar pretty high right out of the gate. And then, yeah, we just try to improve on what we've done each year. We're not going to be in the money probably, but we're going to have a good time trying.
Eventually, we crossed into Indiana by way of the Cannonball Bridge, a historic railroad bridge that was converted to a one-lane auto bridge many years ago. It offered great photo opportunities, but got pretty hectic at times. Racers encountered a few pop-up showers throughout the afternoon, but it was hot and dry at our hosted evening stop in Owensboro, Kentucky. We've experienced the hospitality of Owensboro on multiple occasions, and we were glad to roll through the finish line on Veterans Boulevard overlooking the Ohio River.
It was the best part of the day. Glad with.
At the end of the day, it was Beth Gentry and Jody Knowles making it 2 in a row, winning stage 4 with a score of 7.29 seconds, the exact same score they got yesterday. Tomorrow, we make our way across Kentucky.
Hemmings Great Race, presented by Coker Tire, is brought to you by Samuel Smith, brewing wonderful ales, stouts, lagers, and ciders since 1758. Stalls Motors and Music Experience. Moss, building a legacy. Early Ford V8 Museum, dedicated to preserving 1932 to 1953 early Ford V8 history.
We've made it to the halfway point of the race. This is when the scores really start taking shape and when fatigue starts setting in for the drivers, navigators, and of course, the cars. The heat has been rough on everyone, and today was no different. Our first stop of the day was at Swope's Cars of Yesteryear in Elizabethtown, Kentucky.
So far, okay. It's a lot hotter today with no wind, so just kind of working through that.
This is our 15th year. You know, some are better than others, but we finished third twice. This is our 4th different rally car. So I guess you could, 4th different rally car, I guess that means we're fine tuning, I don't know. But yeah, it's a blast. We switched once on a little weekend rally. Took me about 20 minutes to get us lost. So she learned how to drive fast and I learned that I couldn't navigate.
Hey, we had a big issue yesterday on the start, and we couldn't start on time. We were in a time maneuver, and we couldn't do that on time. We were scrambling around and doing everything, and we got an ace. So it's a lot of luck. It's luck. It's luck.
We overachieved. The first 2 days were, we didn't have any toes left to shoot off. We had a couple of bad days the first couple and had some ugly throwouts. We're back to ourselves. We usually go through the whole week and don't have anything worse than a 10 or so. And actually, we kill them with consistency most events. So we're back in that groove, it seems like, after today. I don't remember if it was 1 or 2 aces yesterday, and we got 2 aces today. So I guess we had a slow start, but we're picking it up right now. Well, it's not the first time they showed up to meet us. If you notice the signs, they're left over from many years ago in Bowling Green. So they're good supporters and they stay with us. Oh, kids and grandkids, and cousins and all family, lots of family.
My toughest job is figuring out what time we need to make up or lose. Gary, when we make up time, Gary will tell me when he's at halfway to what we're doing, and then I count off for it. We try to make up time. Usually, instead of going 10%, we go 20% because you can get it done quicker. But you know, today we had a couple of little snags of making up time, but we did it right. We each have our job, and Gary does what I say, and I tell him what to do. No, we really don't. We really don't. I couldn't do it with anybody else but Gary, though. You know, he understands me and knows what I mean when I say things. I couldn't navigate with anybody else.
Constant communication. I guess I tell everybody it took me 2 years to become the perfect man. I just shut up and drive. If she says turn in the river, we're going to get wet. knows what she's doing. We've had some issues this week that she was able to solve the problems in a matter of seconds and get us right on with the numbers. So what else could you ask for?
Traffic right in their way. They need to go early to beat it. They didn't go. They didn't go. Now we're just going to shoot right across. We're not going to stand. I mean, we're going to jump into the turn lane immediately.
I know. Are you going to lose 2 seconds on the turn?
Yes. Okay. I'm definitely going to 15.
Oh, we've got Coker tires on everything that we own as far as our toys. 57, the 64 Nova that we used to rally with, and this is the second set of wheels and tires for the 32. I started out with a set of smoothies with BF Goodrich, and now we have the artillery wheels with Cooper Cobras. Does great. Does everything we need, and I feel much better on those than these little skinny Model A tires that some of these people are running around on. I can't imagine driving some of those Model A tires on wet, rainy, too fast roads.
We give a kiss at the end of the day because no matter how good we did, we know we did our best, and it's the two of us doing it. I mean, we do it for fun. Yes, we want to win. I'm not going to tell you that I don't, but just doing it with him is great.
From there, it was an afternoon of rallying on Route 66, giving us a taste of what's to come in the 2026 Great Race. We made our way into Bardstown and then rallied through a few other towns, with an eventual goal of the state capital, Frankfort, Kentucky.
Folks in between these cars as they come in, please welcome the first team in today, a couple of Kentucky brothers.
Racers lined the streets and a huge crowd of spectators came out to welcome everyone to town.
We got the same score as yesterday. We're in the 10-second window today. So it's a great score. It's just not the best score.
As the festivities came to a close, a first-time daily winner was announced. It's very rare that a rookie wins the day, but the team of Rob McCallum and Zach Payne obviously did their homework and came away with a Stage 5 victory in their slick 1967 Mustang.
It's been a dream. I've known about this event for a while. I wanted to have fun at it, and my way of having fun is learning everything about it, learning how to play by the rules so we can have a really good time, turn in for a good performance. This makes me feel good, makes us happy. Zachary has done a great job as a driver. A lot of practice and a lot of time studying and figuring out what we got to do. We built a good car together. She's nice and strong, haven't had any problems with it. And she's a runner. She's going to make it to the end of the finish line.
Tomorrow, we head east into West Virginia. Stage 6 of the 2025 Hemmings Great Race presented by Coker Tire started in Lexington, Kentucky and went into eastern Kentucky back roads for a challenging morning route. Our morning course passed through Preston, Kentucky, where a small watch party set up outside of the town store. After a heavy rain, we rolled into an outstanding lunch stop in Ashland, Kentucky. The city of Ashland has history with the Great Race, as it hosted a stop on the famous 1995 Great North American Race from Canada to Mexico. Curtis Graff is the only competitor in this year's race to have endured the grueling 1995 event. In fact, he was the grand champion that year.
Fastest person that gets there, but it's like how many turns and like basically you get there on the ideal time that they tell you, just whoever's closest at that time. We have a place up in Canada, and we were driving there one year.
Our mom's from Canada, so we go up
so it was the year you guys went across the Mackinac Bridge. We saw all these classic cars going across it, and then we started talking to a couple of them, and then they like explained everything and how the race was. And then our dad has this 62 Corvette that we're standing beside. So we thought it'd be cool for him to get involved in that too.
Yeah, did with my dad back in 2023, the race from Florida to Colorado. We only made it a third of the way through. But yeah, same thing. I mean, dude, we had a blast. I was the navigator then, so I know how difficult that is. But yeah, we got in fights a couple times, not too many because we missed a couple turns. But yeah, it was great. We were having some good conversations, put some music on when we're done with the race. And yeah, just had a blast. Great, experience I'll never forget for the rest of my life. So to be able to do that with my dad, and my brother actually helped us get ready for the race prior, so my brother got to experience some of that with my dad as well. And then yeah, to do this with my brother, kind of to honor our dad, it's awesome. It's unbelievable. Wouldn't trade this for the world. I'm so glad we're doing it, for sure.
So I think it's easier with him to, if we need to be aggressive, we've argued during this race for sure, but we're getting along. But yeah, so when we have arguments after we miss a turn, we had one early, we missed a turn, but then that same stage we ended up getting 2 aces, which is fantastic. So we regrouped and got it back together. We missed a turn yesterday. That put us pretty far behind, but we made up, had to pass a couple cars, and we only were late going to that checkpoint by 5 seconds, so that's fantastic.
So when you start out, there's different ways you can approach it. Some folks start right at the initial starting line, but driving this Corvette, we like to start a little far back, so then you're just hammering it, gunning it to get up to speed right at the beginning. And there may have been one time yesterday when we actually missed a turn and we had to go back through and kind of pass a couple cars to get back in line. This Vette handled pretty well. There's a story about it where our dad bought it when he was 15 years old, and bought it with our grandpa, wrecked, and fixed it up over time. And it's been the family for my entire life, for my brother's entire life. But we find out later, actually just a couple of years ago, that the reason it was wrecked because the guy that previously owned it actually robbed a bank, was out running from the cops, and then wrecked it while he was in pursuit. And that's how we end up in possession with the car, is because yesterday we were driving this thing like we just robbed a bank, kind of. We were going through these cars, trying to catch up back to our spot, which we did, and we actually got a decent time. So we were impressed with that overall.
Oh, he's doing fantastic. When you have to hold it, the tough ones when it's 48 miles per hour or 36 or drop to 34, he's holding it pretty good. The one thing I have to adjust for is stops, whether we just need to do a rolling stop, come to a stop and wait a couple seconds. But yeah, he's doing a fantastic job driving.
This right here is 1962, 327 horses of American muscle power. This thing's not made to go 10 mile an hour, 15 mile an hour, where you got to drop it down and kind of do those slow speeds at minutes at a time. So that's the hardest thing to do in this Vette, is to kind of just keep it, at a lower speed, because this thing wants to go fast. And but yeah, to get up to the higher speeds, the Vette performs unbelievably. But yeah, the slower speeds, that's probably the most difficult thing, being the driver with a car like this. But again, you got to just kind of understand your car, understand how it works, and you go from there. To get an ace is unbelievable when you're driving the car for over an hour and you get the perfect time. I mean, it's hard to do. Somehow we pulled off 3 aces already. I don't know how we did that, but yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun, and everyone's really helpful. So when we got questions or have challenges with certain things, we'll go ask folks. And yeah, everyone's happy to help each other out. So yeah, it's been a blast.
Goal ultimately is to finish the race, obviously, but the more we're doing it, we're getting better, feeling pretty good about it. So I think we want to finish top half of the race, which I think would be good for our first time.
We hopped on the interstate for a few miles and made our way into beautiful Charleston, West Virginia for our hosted evening stop on the riverfront. A live band provided a great soundtrack for the evening festivities, and a big crowd of people came out to see the cars and stars of the great race. At the end of the day, another first-time daily winner celebrated with a granite plaque and a Coker Tire gift certificate.
For the first time ever, Ken Curry and Lawrence State to their 1965 Ranchero with a score today of 3 seconds off of a perfect score.
It feels awesome. It feels better than anything. Well, almost except having my daughter and getting married to Ken. Yeah. But after that, it feels fabulous. Yeah. I mean, getting married to Ken and then having my daughter.
We've made it out of the cornfields and deep into the Appalachian Mountains as we continue on Stage 7. This morning was a few degrees cooler as we left Charleston, West Virginia, and headed towards the New River Gorge Bridge. We experienced this bridge in 2021, but made a trip back through because the scenic loop road that goes under the bridge offers breathtaking views and a cool vantage point of the enormous bridge. From there, it was a page after page of instructions, most of which were speed changes. The twisting and turning roads offer enough challenge, but when we throw in dozens of speed changes, it was tough to get an ace. Before we rolled into Lewisburg, West Virginia for lunch, we rolled through the Hearns Mill covered bridge.
9 days of insanity with a bunch of car nuts, I think is the way I would describe it. About half of us are good friends. We do this every year, so we look forward to it 360 days out of the year until we get here and enjoy seeing all of our friends again. And it's a challenge.
It's mentally draining, it's physically draining, but it's also the most rewarding experience that you could have. I mean, it tests every single ability that you think that you have, but it's the most rewarding experience you could have. In my case, it was, I found out I was doing the Great Race 3 days before. I had to be here in Minneapolis in 2013. And then at the end of it, I just had this time with my dad that I would never ever be able to do again. And it was immediately hooked because one, I have a competitive spirit, so this was right up my alley with the competition, but also you got quality time in a way different setting than I ever would have. So I think it took me 3 days and I was hooked. A lot of these towns and these cities would never have the opportunity to have an event like this, and that's the whole point of the race, is they bring us to some obscure, unusual, diverse towns, and you're meeting people who have a love of cars, who are excited for their town to have this opportunity, and you're meeting so many different types of people who have this appreciation for this hobby. So I think it's incredible, and you know, it's always a blast to see little kids who want to sit in an old car for the very first time. You're seeing these people who they had this exact pickup truck as their first car when they were 16. I think it's incredible.
These are vehicles that are used. You know, they're driven hard for the days of the competition, and as a result, when we roll into town, you know, this is all hands on deck. Climb on board, get inside, honk the horn, you know, enjoy really experiencing the vehicle. Where, you know, if you're in a museum, you know, there's a nice velvet rope around that car you can't get very close to. So, you know, the thrill for me is to be able to see a 4-year-old climb up in the back of that bed and get pictures, you know, with their parents or their siblings, and really hopefully get that same car bug that we have and someday join us on the Great Race.
So far, so good. I think we have been running pretty well for our first couple of days together in the car. The weather is a little bit different than usual. I mean, we're used to the heat, but the wind is a new factor this year. Very frustrating when your hat flies off when you're in the middle of a turn trying to get the timing right. But all in all, it's been a beautiful country. It's been a smooth ride, pretty good weather, good company, so having fun. Emotions are always high on the race in good and bad ways, with not having my dad here and then now not having my husband here. He's back home. But it has become a family event, and everyone here is my family. But you know, I'm blessed to be able to continue to do this even after I don't have my original driver, and still getting these opportunities to jump into other cars and still be involved with the race. It's a blessing. Coming onto the race, and it's something I do pretty often, is like, show me a sign that you're here, and I see cardinals all the time. And yesterday we were turning right on a West Scott Boulevard, and it kind of just hits me that he's still here with me, and he's really proud of me for continuing to do this race in any capacity. There was a lot of guilt after he passed of getting back in a car with someone that wasn't him. But I think he has shown me every single day that it's okay and that he's happy and proud of me for doing it.
Well, you know, this is kind of a unique rally. I mean, it's definitely competitive. You know, it's a great group. I mean, from my standpoint, the people are really why we come back every year, because they're you know, always willing to help each other out. You know, we all are kind of cheering each other on. It's a competition, but it's also great people. And again, the focus on the vintage cars is a treat as well, because you get to see some things like an American LaFrance and you know, some Hudson Hill climbers and things like that. You're just not going to see anywhere else. So to be able to see them here, and they're not sitting in a museum somewhere behind a velvet rope, you're able to, you know, sit in them and touch them and talk to the owners and learn a little bit of history about those vehicles.
The afternoon course saw many more twists and turns and extreme elevation as the racers encountered mountain roads that led the group to Roanoke, Virginia. As part of the finish line celebration, racers and support crew were able to tour the Virginia Museum of Transportation free of charge. Another evening shower came in at the end of the evening to really cool things off. Jeff and Eric Fredette are your Stage 7 winners with a score of 4.89 seconds on the day. The father and son team have led the points since early on in the race and hold a near 10-second advantage going into the championship run, where no legs can be thrown out on the final 2 days of the competition.
That last, what was the last leg or whatever?
Oh yeah, the last leg was...
I mean, actually I think there was a photo group following us. It's like they must have thought we were probably drunk or something, because that road was so twisty and turny, and it was hard to keep on the road.
We're coming down to the final stretch, and today was one of the most challenging routes in modern great race history. The terrain and the intense maneuvers and quick turns made for a wild shakeup in the standings. Many teams, aside from the top two, changed positions in the cumulative scores. This is due in part to the championship run scoring, which does not allow throw-out legs for any division. Today's route sent us into Galax, Virginia for an outstanding lunch stop.
Been them all week, but they haven't let it. The girls have been working their tails off. Here they are in Galax.
One mistake can drastically change your score, and we have one more day to sort it all out. Currently, Jeff and Eric Fredette are in the lead in their hard-charging 1933 Ford pickup truck.
I described the Great Race to people as a endurance road rally where we get to work as a team to get from point A to point B at exactly the right time or as close to it as possible. And that I just love it because it's a way to drive my old car and spend time with my wife at the same time.
I'm married to a car guy, 100%. I knew that from the moment I met him, and I'm not a car person, but I've come to enjoy certain aspects of it, and I really love this. Well, we're learning a lot about ourselves, and you know, we start out, we think things are going well, and then you have a little snag, but you just have to keep going. No matter what, you keep going, you do the best you can, and we came out better than we thought we would come out with everything that happened to us yesterday. And we're having a great time. So Dave is an excellent driver, and he just managed to hold speed really well. He does his turns really well, and he just has always been a really solid driver. We kind of joke around about how we couldn't do each other's roles, and I definitely couldn't do the driver role because I don't consider myself to be nearly as good a driver as he is. It's tough to hold those speeds and to keep everything just steady. And you know, he does it, and if he wavers a little bit, he makes it up without me even knowing it sometimes. So I think you know, he's really solid, so I'm very fortunate to be married to a really good driver for this competition.
When I first got it, it had those old style, it was an aluminum wheel, and I really didn't like the way they looked. So the first thing we have to do is get some new wheels. And I just happen to really love the way these wheel Ventique wheels look. I have a 70 Torino Cobra that I also have the same exact wheels on. And so when I went to find these, I just thought they looked the best, so that's what we got. And I got the old style tires as well, like came on the car, because I just think they have a great, authentic, old school look. It really sets off the purple. We would love to win. We are realistic to know that we are with very, very high quality people that really know how to do this well. So we don't expect to win, but we're going to try. But I mean, we think we know a lot of the basics, and we feel better than we did last year, but we know it's going to be really hard. So we're going to focus and just really do our best.
We still have a lot to learn, and we probably don't even know what we don't know still, but we're out here trying not to make the big mistakes, like getting lost or missing a turn or missing a sign. I feel like those are the most important aspects of doing well in this race.
It's just the experience. I mean, when you see how you get to drive the old car like back when you were a teenager, and you're hanging out with your wife that you love, and it's just really, I don't know, it's just something, I can't really describe it. It's a car guy thing, I guess, but there's something about the whole thing, and everybody is like-minded, everybody enjoys spending time, you know, doing this type of thing and sharing stories and sharing strategies. People help us. It's just the ultimate event.
After lunch, the afternoon route was full of changes. Several loops had the racers crossing over the same roads multiple times, sometimes passing other racers in the opposite direction. In fact, one intersection saw racers passing 4 times in 4 directions over the course of 30 minutes. Finally, we rolled into Mooresville, North Carolina for a huge evening stop on Main Street. Thousands of people came out to join the fun despite threatening skies.
Team number 1, past last year's grand champions.
Chevrolet 210 Coupe. Oh my gosh, that car is awesome. He knows everything about it. Remembers it being purchased new.
At the end of the day, it was Eric Frankenbarger and Aaron Reed taking home the daily win. They were the only team with a single-digit score on the day, coming in with a 9-second score with no age factor.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great day today. I mean, there was really it was a navigator day. There was a lot of long runs, but the reality of it was the math required today to be successful was unbelievable. Aaron did an amazing job. We ran into a car, stopped right in front of us, slammed on the brakes. I actually got some great videos. Ran into a farm truck that stopped right in front of us. We had to go to 50%. So we made multiple time changes to be able to get back on time. Actually, I thought we killed it the first 3 legs.
We did better the
last 3 where we had all the problems is where we did the best. So all up to the navigator today. It was a lot of fun. Great town. This is, in my opinion, this was the best showing from a fan base out here today. It was so much fun, had a great time. This is a great town. Look forward to getting back here someday for sure.
Hemmings Great Race, presented by Coker Tire, is brought to you by Coker Tire, the most trusted source for specialty tires and wheels. Zip Corvette. Corvette is all we do. Corvette Central, America's leader in Corvette parts and accessories. The leading manufacturer and supplier of premium quality steel wheels for classic car, hot rods, muscle cars, and more.
More than 10 days ago, we arrived in St. Paul, Minnesota, and for 2,300 miles, these teams have persevered through obstacles to make it to the final stop on the 2025 Hemmings Great Race presented by Coker Tire. The Stage 9 route was another tough one, as the half-day rally was filled with instructions and checkpoints, and with no throwouts, every second mattered. It was Olivia and DJ Williams who mastered the course, winning Stage 9. We started with 124 cars and ended with 112, losing a few due to mechanical issues, but the ones that crossed the finish line in Irmo, South Carolina, felt the sense of accomplishment that inspired our motto, "To finish is to win."
Coming up the hill, a 1962 Corvette Roadster, Jamie and Brad Mangan out of Klamath Falls, Oregon, sponsored by Corvette Central. This is a 34 Ford Model B pickup truck.
The finish line ceremony got intense when the top two from each class were pulled back around to the arch to call out the winners.
Of the Hemmings Great Race 2025 presented by Coker X Cup Team. Team 151, Tom, Nate, and Meg out of Galax 1966 Ford Mustang. 67 Ford Mustang. Unbelievable. Riley and Joe in the giveaway car made a run at winning the rookie division. Are you kidding me right now? The winner of the Hemmings Great Race 2025, presented by Coker Tire Sportsman Class winner, Team 110, Tom Kiley out of Austin, Texas, Aaron Roberts out of San Antonio, Texas. 1969 Chevy Camaro Super Sport. Absolutely amazing. Team 128, Charles and Phil, great job. Ladies and gentlemen, your expert division winners for the Hemmings Great Race 2025 presented by Coker Tire. Gary and Gene Martin out of Kentucky. 1932 Ford 5-window coupe. Sponsored by Coker Tire. Gene Ann has been calling out those Coker tires all week long.
Oh, gosh!
Oh,
this is a surprise. We thought
Congratulations for getting this far. Great job. Both teams. 32 Ford and a 39 Ford shooting it out in the expert division.
It's a shocker. Yes, it's a shocker.
Divisions to compete in. Wonderful people here. Gene Ann said sweetly all week long, Coker Tires win aces. Apparently they win the expert division too, right? Thank you, Gary, Gene Ann, for being such great ambassadors for Coker Tire Company on the Great Race. And thank you, Gary Martin, for your service. He's retired state trooper in the city.
Remember, we're your good luck charms.
Keep that camera on me all the time.
Father and daughter team out of Indiana in the black Barrel-Nose pickup truck. Again, on my left, Jody Knowles out of Tyrone, Georgia. Beth Gentry out of Noonan, Georgia. Red 32 Ford Cabriolet. On the right of the gate, 1933 Ford pickup truck. Jeff and Eric Fredette out of Beecher, Illinois. One of these teams will be your Grand Championship Division winner and overall winner of the 2025 Hemmings Great Race. In an unbelievable performance, they have dominated nearly end to end. Jeff and Eric Fredette, you are the grand unbelievable shootout. I knew Jeff and Eric were on fire this week. Beth and Jody have been getting after it, trying to run them down. They just had so many big days early on. Jeff and Eric did. Very incredible performance here. You have to tip your hat to both.
Ultimately, it was Jeff and Eric Fredette who strung together 9 very consistent days of rallying and took home the big $50,000 check and the Eagle Trophy.
I think they did a great job this year, and they kept it consistent. I love them.